Welcome, everyone. We are the many, and we come to this place with grace and love. We join with strangers and friends and family to share songs and sorrows, to look for healing and hope. We meet here knowing that though the calendar brings us to the celebrations of July 4th this week, our thoughts and emotions are still fresh with the pain and anger and grief we have experienced in the violence and racism of our present time, and in the remembrances of Juneteenth and the memorials of the Stonewall violence on Pride Sunday. If it is thought that July 4th holds out the best values of our nation, then it is also clear this month that we have a long ways to go before we can even pretend to live up to them. We're grateful to be together with you again this week. We've heard from some of you recently that you have found meaningful for your own spiritual practice the body prayer, which was inspired by Julian of Norwich and which we presented a few weeks ago. Tonight, we will have the opportunity to pray this prayer again, together. And as always, we invite you now to participate with us in any way that is best for you. All of us and the many will be here, sharing in the comments. We invite you to share your laments and your prayers in the comments with us. Let's begin.
Although the contemplative Julian of Norwich lived over 600 years ago, the author, Veronica Mary Rolfe, has written about why Julian's wisdom is so timeless and necessary right now. Julian, she tells us, understood uncertainty and suffering and how hard it is to have faith in a world of deadly disease, violence, and war. We've discovered a body prayer, inspired by the writings and thinking of Julian, that was developed by the Order of Julian, an Episcopalian order of monks, nuns, oblates, and affiliates located around the world. We wanted to share it with you here, and we'd invite you, if you like, and as you're able, to pray this prayer with us right now.
The prayer has 4 simple postures and intentions. Await. Await God's presence however it may come to you. Allow. Allow a sense of God's presence to come or not, and be what it is. Accept. Accept as a gift whatever comes or does not come. Accept that you don't know everything, that you are not in charge. Attend. Attend to what you are called to, willing to be present and to be God's love in the world, however God calls you to. Await, allow, accept, attend.
A reading from Psalm 137 and Psalm 89. By the rivers of Babylon. There we sat down and there we wept when we remembered Zion. On the willows there we hung up our harps, for there our captors asked us for songs, and our tormentors asked for mirth, saying, "Sing us one of the songs of Zion." How could we sing the Lord's song in a strange land. How long will it last, Lord? Will you hide yourself forever? Where now are your loving acts from long ago? The ones you promised to David by your own faithfulness.
As folks in our country get ready to celebrate our national holiday, Independence Day, we can't help but remember all the ways this country hasn't been a sweet land of liberty for so many. We can't help but remember all the people who haven't experienced the justice for all that was promised. We remember the words, "one nation under God," and we wonder where you are, God, in this country right now. And it feels like instead of holding sparklers this 4th of July, we need to be holding a vigil, mourning, not celebrating. As we enter into this time of lament, we invite you to name what you're grieving. You can do that silently, but you can also share your laments in the comments section if you like. At the end of each lament, one of us will say, Kyrie eleison, and we invite all of you to respond, Lord, have mercy. Let's begin.
We remember the continued victims of this pandemic all around the world, and we weep for the rising toll it's taking in this country and in so many places. We weep for the families and friends who are scared and grieving and so often can't be with the sick and dying. We weep for the lack of proactive government leadership to keep us safe here in the U.S. and in other countries. We lament the efforts to take away health care benefits for those who need them most. We weep for all that is wrong and have to ask, how long, Lord? How long? Kyrie eleison. Lord, have mercy.
We remember the essential workers, most of whom are women of color. We weep for the trauma they are experiencing and the fear they feel every day. We pray for those working in hospitals, trying to keep people alive who are so tired on so many levels. We weep for all that's wrong and have to ask, how long, Lord, how long? Kyrie eleison. Lord, have mercy.
We remember the continued victims of racial injustice and police brutality in this country. Tonight, we name 23-year-old Elijah McClain, who was killed last year, but whose death only came into the spotlight last week because there was no one there to film it. Police stopped Elijah, used a now-banned stranglehold, and injected his 140-pound body with an excessive dose of sedative, enough for a 220-pound person. Elijah suffered 2 heart attacks and died a couple of days later. We weep for all that's wrong and have to ask, how long, Lord? How long? Kyrie eleison. Lord, have mercy.
God, as LGBTQ Pride Month comes to a close, we remember especially all those who've been shamed for who they are, who they love, how they express their identity and move through the world. For all who've had God used as a weapon against them. We weep for all that's wrong and have to ask, how long, Lord? How long? Kyrie eleison. Lord, have mercy.
We remember our own losses and cry out to you for all the lonely, isolated people who long to be with others right now. We weep for all of those in homes where it's not safe, where they are constantly in fear of verbal, physical, or sexual abuse. We remember, oh God, churches struggling to figure out how to be the church. We weep for all that's wrong and have to ask, how long, Lord? How long? Kyrie eleison. Lord, have mercy. Even in the midst of all that is painful and wrong, we wanted to take a moment to share our gratitudes for the good things in our lives, those moments when God's love still finds us, the things that bring us hope. Inspired by a Tibetan religious practice, we have written some of our gratitudes on colorful pieces of cloth, made them our prayer flags. And in this week of patriotic flag waving, we are thinking of these words from Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. from his Montgomery bus boycott speech in 1955. The great glory of American democracy is the right to protest for right. So we wanted to raise a few flags, especially for some brave young people who are standing up for racial justice in our country right now, who are resisting and making their voice heard for America to truly become a place of liberty and justice for all. We hope you'll share your own gratitudes in the comments.
As we close, we invite you to sing with us a song called Let Justice Reign, inspired by these words from Amos 5:24. Let justice roll down like waters and righteousness like an ever-flowing stream. Let this song be our prayer, our hope, and our rallying cry as we go into the days ahead.
The world's on fire tonight. The streets are crying tonight. One more bullet found its way. One more life gone today. How do we change the ending of this story? What can we do to make it out? Let justice reign. Let it pour on this dry ground. Let mercy run. Let it flow where hurt is found. Like a river through the streets, like a flood that waters deep, right through our hearts, straight through our hearts. Let it rain, let it rain, let it rain, let it rain. This town's gone red tonight. My heart feels bad tonight. The words they fly back and forth. Head down, defend your turf. We all want to stay alive. Just trying to get back home again. But how can we possibly survive? Let justice reign. Let it pour on this dry ground. Let mercy run. Let it flow where hurt is found. Like a river through the streets. Like a flood with water deep. Right through our hearts. Straight through our hearts. Let it rain. Let it rain. Let it rain. Let it rain. And not one more. Enough is enough. Say their names. Enough is enough. Not one more. Enough is enough. Say their names. Enough is enough. Not one more. Enough is enough. Say their names. Say their names. Enough is enough. Let justice reign. Oh, let justice reign. Let it pour on this dry ground. Let mercy run. Oh, yeah. Let it flow where hurt is found. Like a river through the streets. Like a flood with water deep. Right through our hearts. Right through our hearts. Straight through our hearts. Straight through our hearts. Let it rain. Let it rain. Let it rain. Let it rain. Oh, let it rain. Let it rain. Woo. Let it rain. 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 Let justice reign. Let justice reign. Let it rain. May the God who is always and forever with us fill us with hope and show us how to be love in the middle of this aching world. As we close, say this with us. You are not alone. I am not alone. We are not alone. Lamb of God, with love poured out, you suffer with the world. Have mercy, have mercy. Lamb of
Thanks for being with us. Before we say goodbye, we wanted to let you know that during July and August, we'll only be online for this time of lament every other week. We'll be gathering on the first and third Wednesday night of each month. Of course, you can always watch any of our previous Lament Together gatherings at any time. You can find them archived on our website at pluralguild.com. If you don't already subscribe to our email, you might want to do that on our website as well. That way you don't miss any of our updates or announcements. And you can follow us on Facebook and RSVP to our Lament Together events there. That way you get a reminder.
It was great to be with you all tonight. We also love getting all your emails and really appreciate all the encouragement you've given us. If you want to support us even more, check out our Patreon. There's a bunch of extras on there that are super cool. You can find all the links to the things that me and Darren talked about in the description.
I will miss you next week. Please stay in touch. We'll be back in 2 weeks. Until then, peace be with you.
Hey there. Great to be with you tonight. Look forward to seeing you in a couple weeks. Peace and blessings.
You are beautiful. You are enough. You are a collaborator. You are a voice. You are a part of this journey that we are all on. And in all of that, take care of yourselves, be present, and listen.